Right. 14 July 2025. And today is a Monday, a very busy day for me. And today we're going to go very, very fast because it is an important day. I've got a lot of things to cover. And then I'm going to be out. So let's get started. And today we're going to start with a very important story. So this is Kuda, Tagwirei, and Chiwenga. So there have been massive developments on the situation with Chiwenga and Tagwirei. And Chiwenga has been silent in the face of the new developments. So specifically, Kuda Tagwirei has now been confirmed into the Central Committee of ZanPF through co-option. So ZanPF has now released the letter withdrawing the directive that has been given to provinces not to do co-option without following a process. So Kuda Tagwirei has now been co-opted into the ZanPF Central Committee. And as you can see, this letter, which is not signed. So this letter is not signed. I don't have the third page, but you can see that ZanPF has released this letter, which shows that the election or the co-option of Tagwirei followed a process. So you remember that we were talking about this quite a number of times to say that there's been a process that was supposed to be followed to co-opt Tagwirei. Now, this letter clarifies that that process was sent out by error. So it was an error on the part of Obet Mpofu to send out that letter. So this letter has been withdrawn. So that is Secretary for Legal Affairs, explanatory note on co-option in Tagwirei in terms of section Apologies about putting the name Tagwirei there. It's crazy. But that is the letter. Tagwirei now a member of the Central Committee, and Chiwenga has been silent. He didn't say anything after this letter came out. You know that Chiwenga is currently in charge of the country. He is the president right now until next, the 17th, which is Thursday. So Chiwenga is the president until Thursday, when Mnangagwa is expected to come back. Currently, Mnangagwa is in Japan, Osaka, where an event is going to take place today called the Zimbabwe Business Forum. And then tomorrow, there is another event that is going to take place called the Zimbabwe National Day. So tomorrow is the Zimbabwe National Day in Japan. And Mnangagwa is over there with the Japa. So Japa is traveling with Mnangagwa. So Japa is no longer a musician, now a political propagandist. So he's doing what is called the World Tour. So in Canada, he was there from the 11th to the 12th. That is Japa. He was also in other countries. So let me take you through what Japa has done. So in May, he was in the United Kingdom, and he was in Germany. Then in July, he was supposed to go to Washington, USA, DC, but the Americans refused to give him a visa. He was also supposed to be there on the 5th. The Americans refused to give Japa a visa. And then today, the 15th, tomorrow the 15th, he is going to be performing with Mnangagwa in Japan. So Japa is with Mnangagwa in Japan after being denied a visa in the USA. So you know that Japa and Chigananda always travel together. This also means that Chigananda is over there in Japan. If I'm not mistaken, Chigananda is already in Japan. So that is Chigananda. He called himself Chigananda. I'm not the one. So Chigananda is the name that he gave himself. Wikinel called himself Chigananda. So I'm not the one calling him Chigananda. He is with Mnangagwa as we speak right now in Japan. So look out for Chigananda as pictures from Japan. Crazy stuff. I can't believe it. Then let's go to other news very quickly. So remember what I just said. Tagwirei is now in the Central Committee of ZanPF. This has been confirmed. We expected Chiwenga to react yesterday when these letters were released. but he didn't react. So there's been no reaction from Chiwenga. However, everyone has ran away. So all the guys are hiding. They know what they've done. They have bypassed the process. And Chiwenga, he told them to stop it, but they still went ahead. So that is why Tagwirei is in hiding. That is why all the guys, the Mnangagwa guys, are in hiding. And only Muchangwa is there. Muchangwa himself had said Tagwirei cannot go into the Central Committee, but they have done it. He is there now. One of the things that has been said is that these guys can actually sit in the meeting which is co-opting them. Do you remember that Chiwenga removed Tagwirei, saying you can't sit in a meeting where your co-option is being discussed? However, in this letter here, it actually says these guys can sit in that meeting where their co-option is being discussed. So crazy stuff. That is what is happening with ZanPF, Mnangagwa and Chiwenga fighting like a cat and a dog. And at the same time, Chiwenga and Tagwirei competing for the vice presidency. This man here, you are looking at a potential president of Zimbabwe here. This is what Mnangagwa is plotting. He wants Tagwirei to become president. And right now, I do not know what Chiwenga is planning to do. Because if he allows this to happen, it's almost as good as signing away his presidency. He's going to sign away his presidency. So what is Chiwenga going to do next after the release of these letters? Okay, now let's quickly go through some announcements. Harare City Council has released their master plan, draft master plan. Please go and check it out. I am going to go into depth. So I'm going to look for Mayor Mafume and we look for this document. You know, I like to go deep into the master plan. Let's go and look at the Harare master plan. And it's on public exhibition. I will look for the actual soft copy, then we'll talk about it. Dairy Board has appointed a new board member, independent non-executive director. Go check him out. He's called Simon James Hammond. He was also in the Old Mutual Board. And in sport, Scotland, iriku kwadzwa. Scotland, iriku tamburwa. Scotland, yaka broker. I like it when they lose. They are still number 4. And the next team is Simba Bora. Simba Bora lost all their players to Scotland. And they are still winning. Good job, Scotland guys. It shows that your coach, Chibaba, and Scotland, they've got a 12th player against them every time they play. That is Pastor Tafmane Masaya was killed in Mavuku while campaigning. Nevan Vascott Sakupaya. They will never win, these guys. Watch a loser. It's really legendary. Then let's go to South Africa. And in South Africa, it's amazing what's happening over there. Let's start with Azania. So last week, my kids ran to my house and say, there's something alarming that's happening. They want to change the name of our country to Azania. And I said, what? So this guy wants to change the name of South Africa to Azania. But this is not going to happen. Many South Africans are opposed to the name change of South Africa to Azania. So this is what they want to do. But it's crazy. It won't happen. And then in terms of exports, so President Trump has hit South Africa with the tariffs of almost 30%. So what has happened is that exports of cars to the United States have plunged by 80%. So 80% drop in exports of cars to the United States. So now look at the cars that were sent to the United States in 2024. So Mercedes-Benz sent 80,000 cars, and BMW 5,500, VW 4,500, Ford 3,600, Toyota 2,000. The most affected company is Mercedes-Benz. The total value of these cars you're seeing here was approximately 23 billion rands, or $1.6 billion. However, now only 1,000 cars have been sent to the United States because of the tariffs. So the tariffs are actually working against South Africa. So it's terrible what's happening and the companies are closing. So the plant for Mercedes-Benz in East London has already been closed because of the tariffs. Then let's go to Nigeria. The first democratically elected president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, has died in the United Kingdom. The vice president of the country has been dispatched to go and bring back the body from the United Kingdom. And you can go to gAMBAKWE for more details on the cause of death. So he's passed away yesterday, the 13th, and his burial will be a big event. So we expect to see a lot of African leaders inside of Nigeria. So he's the first person to win an election against the sitting president in Nigeria. That's amazing. And then let's go to some entertainment news. Gilbert here, Nyati, the Nyatis, and so it's called Gilbert Nyaman Nindi and his wife over there. They are being accused of something. So Gilbert Nyaman Nindi says people are lying that was cheating. So I see that this is trending. I don't know anything about lodges. So I don't know why this guy was going to a lodge or what he was doing there. But apparently there is a video that featured of him with another girl. I don't know why you will leave such a pretty young lady to go for another Chigananda. So you will never be satisfied with my small house, Eko Harare. You are always going to have half satisfaction. So you're going to embarrass yourself very badly. So this is what has happened. This is a trending story. Apparently, the young man is saying he did not do it, but people who know are saying he did it. He was with a girl booked at a lodge. And as I said, you know my view on lodges. Don't go to a lodge with a girl. It's disrespectful. Don't do it. All right, now let's quickly look at the newspapers. Let's see if there's anything of interest. I want to start with the newspapers that I have not looked at today. So let's go straight to the newspapers of Zambia. So I want to go to Zambia. Zambia is very interesting. It's exciting. A lot of people don't know, but Zambia has got so much opportunity. And there is no country in this region where you can make it like as a Zimbabwean, like Zambia. You can do so well in Zambia and you live for free. Zambia is so cheap. To live in Zambia is cheap. Like, I don't know how cheap I can even explain. It's not even explainable. It's like you're living in Zimbabwe in a raw home. You pay nothing to live in a raw home. And with Starlink, you can even live in a raw home now and you don't even know that you're in the raw areas. Now, let's go to the newspapers of Zambia. I'm going to look at one newspaper only. And HH orders decisive mining against illegal mining. That's a story here. And then you can see Minister of Defense Ambrose Lufuma with the Zambia Army Commander, Lieutenant General Geoffrey Ziali during the Zambia Battalion Troops pre-deployment farewell parade at KK Peace Training Center. So where are they going? I'll give you guys details about where these guys are going. The Zambian uniform is amazing. I wonder which country has got a uniform like this. I've never seen such a uniform of an army in my whole period in Africa here. Most of the African armies don't have a uniform like this. I wonder which country has got this uniform. You can see the reds there. You can see the pink berets. And you can see the guy with the cap at the back. So normally the guy with the cap is the one that holds the gun because you need the cap to cover the sun. That's what I've seen most of the time. Let's see if there's anything else of interest here. I want to see if there's anything else that I need to cover here. So Zambia is very interesting. PF is long dead. Yes, Margaret Mwanza, you are a woman that talks what I like. PF, Zambians don't deserve sectors of power-hungry clowns. Yes, PF Yaka Broker. PF, I don't like PF at all. That party is fake and it lost very badly in the last elections. I like party President Hakainde Hichilema, UPND, amazing. political party. So she is saying the truth. She says only the truth. Then Fabian Mayondi, the board management and staff of Mlungu VCL, extend their warmest congratulations to Mr. Fabian Mayondi, our board chairperson, on his well-deserved appointment as director and chief executive of the Zambia Institute of Advanced Legal Education. So this is something very interesting. Go check it out inside of the Daily Mail of Zambia. Okay, what else do I want to cover? My people. Let's look at my people. And you can see, Kuti, if you want to see that people are paid, look at what they write. What are they writing about? If you see someone who writes nonsense, Munwa Nick Mangwana. If someone is writing garbage, Munwa Nick Mangwana is in charge of the ghosts in Zimbabwe. All the ghosts, they work for him and they don't get paid. When they don't get paid, they turn against ZANU that very day. It's crazy. I can't believe it. My ghosty. Mangwana post after 5 days. If they're not paid, there's no honor among thieves. Around Mbava, Magororo, Varoi, together. Right now, look at Mini. Mini is amazing. I like it. Kana one and Zara and do the standard. Dinema Gu Nanzi Muhendberg Mango. Nemvura. Nemvura. Don't forget water. Look at the black bottle. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Did this artist have the black bottle? No, she forgot the black bottle. So black bottle mono pizza. So go and look at Mini. She's amazing. And this is hilarious. I love it. I think in my old age, I also want to have a young wife. That would be amazing. Then President Hakainde Hichilema, congratulations to our Copper Princesses for once again being crowned champions of COSAFA under-20 tournaments. So these are actually girls. So kana usingazivi kuti vasikana vesoka vanoita sei wakapusa. Most of you don't want to ask me what do I mean. I won't tell you until you ask. Then President Hakainde Hichilema with his wife here, Mutinda, they are together. Very interesting picture over there. Okay, now let's go to who else. I want to cover Madam Boss. I like it. I like Madam Boss. I like a new shape. I want the picture. I don't want the video. Okay, a young baby over here. Thank you, Matt Von Media. Who is Matt Von Media? I'll check it out. And then look at her. She is now she does a lot of advertising. The baby, she does a lot of advertising. I think she's now more popular than Madam Boss. Now let's look at President Dumaboko. I like him. President Dumaboko. We have set ourselves an ambitious yet necessary target of reaching 5 million head of cattle during my tenure in office. Currently, our national head stands at approximately 1 million. He's going to multiply the heads of cattle by 5. Wow, what a president. I like him, and he's doing a lot of work. Can you see what President Dumaboko is doing? He's doing the work on the ground. He's not gallivanting all over the place meaninglessly, like other people whose names I won't mention. And then let's go to Faith Msonda. What is Faith Msonda saying? Faith Msonda is not talking about herself. I told you this is a parody account. So what is this story about? Uncertainty has gripped Miss Msonda and the legal team after they were being left in the dark as to when she should appear in court following arrest on Tuesday. So she's not appeared in court because, remember, she's being charged with espionage. So espionage is basically one of the worst crimes you can ever commit. Why would you go to a president's home and cause a sin? That is the reason why this is happening. Then let's go to ZanPF party, Mnangagwa. And Mnangagwa is showcasing himself here in Equatorial Guinea with the various presidents. So that is what we have in terms of the news. Very interesting news that is taking place today. Now, let me recap, and then I'll go to what we're going to do today with M31 Political Party. Remember, I'm the coordinator of M31 Political Party, the party that will contest elections. So what I wanted to say here is that Tagwirei is now a member of the ZanPF Central Committee after a letter was issued clarifying that the process that was followed to put Tagwirei in office is correct according to the new constitution. I said this to you before. There's no way that Mnangagwa is going to be to allow Tagwirei not to be in the Central Committee. So he's going to be over there. The next move needs to come from Chiwenga. Chiwenga needs to stop this from happening. If he doesn't stop it, Chiwenga is going to lose the presidency. So remember what I said. If Chiwenga doesn't stop what is happening right now, which is the co-option of Tagwirei into the Central Committee, he's going to lose the presidency. So that is going to happen. So Chiwenga needs to do something very, very quickly. Before I go to M31 Political Party, in fact, let me take you through the GoFundMe. There is a couple that died. I don't know if they were a couple or they're just in the same car, but there were two youngsters who passed away in Canada attending a Japa event. So the event of Japa that was held in Canada, they were traveling there and they passed away. And there's currently a GoFundMe that is being, like they put out a GoFundMe to bring their bodies home. So you can go and check out the GoFundMe. I have put the links on this video. So if you go to this video right now, you scroll down on YouTube, you will see the links to the GoFundMe. So currently, Anotida Maziriri almost reached the target. Edmo Mafue is still trailing. So these guys are students, from my understanding. They passed away after their car veered off the road and they crashed into a mountain. So go check out the GoFundMe and contribute. If you're in Canada, make sure that you contribute. We're going to make a plan, as I said, to make sure that this kind of situation doesn't happen, where people don't have a way of sending bodies home. I know that it's not possible for everyone to have a life insurance or a funeral policy, but this is very common now to get a GoFundMe for people who are going, whose bodies need to be taken back home to Zimbabwe. It's very sad and very traumatic when someone passes away. So let's say there are 10 of you in the house, and you every month they're paying $200 for life policies. So if you're a family of 10 and it's $200 a month, after 2 years, you would easily have paid $5,000 for families as installments for these funeral policies. So it's crazy. The funeral policies are so expensive in Zimbabwe, and I don't understand why they cost so much. So there needs to be a solution to be found for these funeral policies so that bodies can be repatriated. When it happens, it causes a lot of grief in families. So very sad, and unfortunately, this happened during Japa's show, World Tour, which was held in Canada this week. And as I said, Japa right now with Mnangagwa in Japan. So Japa is basically traveling with Mnangagwa. Now let's go to the plan for M31. So as you are aware, we said Nelson Chamisa is currently busy with what we call a movement. And I've said that I do not agree with movements. So we're not going to be supporting any movements because they don't make sense and they're not powerful enough to defeat Mnangagwa. So we're not going to support a movement. What we're going to support is the formation of a political party. So I'm going to be coordinating the formation of a political party. I'm not the president of the party. We're going to be approaching leaders to come and lead the party. And so far, Fadza Mahere is doing very well. We have put a poll out. We've put people like Fadza Mahere, Tendai Biti, Job Scala, Nyoka Mabunu, All these people, we've even put gAMBAKWE there just for you guys to know that I'm going to be defeated. So, yeah, I'm going to be defeated. I'm not going to win. Like, I will literally be defeated by the guys who are politically known. So, Fadzai Mahere is very popular. And I believe that she can become a presidential candidate. So, we're going to be pushing for her to become a presidential candidate in one form or the other. So, we're going to write a letter or letters today, inviting various people to become leaders or to take up leadership positions. We've put out a group, and we're going to be putting out platforms like YouTube, Twitter, and so forth. We need a proper political party to go up against ZANU. You can't send a movement to go up against Mnangagwa. It's not possible. This thing of a movement will never win. So Nelson Chamisa, I know what is here. And Chamisa must know that I know very well the capacity of ZANU. The capacity of ZANU is in their organization. They are a machine, an election machine. So to defeat ZANU, you can't take a movement against ZANU. You can do that between elections, but when election time comes, you need a party, you need structures, you need registers, you need candidates, you need people to work as a unit, you need organization. So we cannot go in as a movement. So what I suggest we do then is, if Nelson Chamisa insists on going with a movement, it's fine, he can go with the movement, but there must be a party which is there on standby so that we have something that can go up apple against apple. We don't want apple against banana. It won't work. So I believe that if Mahere was to become a candidate in 2028, so someone has called me and said, why do you want to put Mahere? She doesn't want to be a candidate. She's a politician. She wants to be a candidate. Why not? And this is the right time to start. So I believe that if you have a female candidate, should do well. A female candidate is perfect. So if Chamisa wants to go with the movement, and then it's fine. What we're going to do is we're going to leave him to continue with the movement. We've got nothing against Chamisa. And in fact, I like Chamisa. But what we need to do is to create a political party, and that political party must go up against whoever is the ZanPF candidate. We cannot have a country where people don't contest as opposition. That cannot be allowed. So starting January, we need to have a political party with an office, with a leadership structure that can actually stand up and contest elections. So that is where we need to go. And I've got nothing against what Chamisa is doing, and we're going to be covering it. However, I'm going to be coordinating the formation of a political party, M31 Zangena. So M31 Zangena, the most amazing name that you can ever find. For now, that's where we are. M31. And if ZanPF registers that name, we're going to change our name to Tucha. We don't care. Whatever name we use, ZanPF is still going to lose. And remember, we still have Nyoka Mapunu in prison. We have a lot of support behind us. And what I've asked is that all the young people, if you've got a movement, if you've got a political party, if you've got a grouping, if you've got my comrades, dissolve everything that you're doing and come to M31. So everyone must come behind M31, dissolve what you're doing. So we've been approaching everybody. Job Scholar, dissolve what you're doing. Dissolve NWG. All these guys, the Zimbabwe Independent Movement, Zephyr, dissolve everything that you're doing. MDCT, all of you guys dissolve and come under the M31 banner. So that's what we want to do. And we want to make sure that when we go into elections, there is one organization going up against ZANU, and everyone puts the energies towards defeating ZanPF. So that is where we want to go, and we're going to be busy with that. Now let's look at the comments. Yeah, ZanPF agent. This party you're agitating for is just a smoke screen to confuse people. People who follow Chamisa anyway, you're just confused. Yes, follow Chamisa, don't stop. Follow Chamisa, continue, follow Chamisa, but we need a political party. So it's not, it's like following Makandiwa. You can also follow Makandiwa, Magaya, and then you follow Apostle Chiwenga. You are allowed. But we can't say we're not going to be a political party in the country. That's craziness, guys. In a country where political parties are not banned, you can't ban yourself. We need a political party, an opposition party. Then let's see. It doesn't matter. I don't care what you perceive. Guys, don't perceive nothing. gAMBAKWE is very consistent. One thing you should know about me, 15 years I've been running gAMBAKWE. But before that, 1998, we started our first newspaper. So we're going to do it. So let's do it. Let's have a political party and everyone come here behind one name. Don't go into these small little things. And you saw what happened to Job Scala. That was terrible. Job Scala cannot defend himself if he moves around the country and people see that happening. What do you think they would do? We need muscle. So we need muscle. And when I talk of muscle, I want us to be in a position where when there's an event of M31, ZanPF guys can't come there. We don't want them to be able to come there. And I'm serious. If they come there, they must know that they'll be pushed back. That is where we want to go. Why is there no death stamp on the letter? Is it authentic? Yes, it's authentic. Go to the ZanPF platforms. It's there. It's on the ZanPF pages. I took it from ZanPF pages. This letter here. That's what she's talking about. This one. This is from ZanPF. It's got a... ZanPF does not use a stamp. They use a number. So there's a number on the letter that they use, some code of some sort. So if you read here, you see the code number of the letter. So there's a code number, or some sort of code on this letter, which verifies the authenticity of the letter. So it's true. Tagwirei is now a member of the Central Committee. So don't forget that. He's a member of the Central Committee. How can a normal being wake up to be an armchair critic? Let those who try something to remove the regime do so. What is a normal person? I'm not normal. gAMBAKWE is a spirit. Guys, gAMBAKWE is a spirit. Like steam in the nose. I am not normal. Do you think it's normal what I do? Like every day you see me before you sleep, and then when you wake up, that's not normal. What we're doing right now is spiritual, and Mnangagwa is gone. When Mnangagwa is gone, we don't want to replace Mnangagwa with weak systems. That's why I'm telling you, like, the names I'm telling you here. Ana Mahere, Ana BT, Ana Job Scala. These guys are now going to be the next generation of leaders. Myself as gAMBAKWE, my job is to create one of the biggest media companies in the country, to create a business platform, to take you guys home, homecoming. So that's my job. I will never seek a political office. You will never see me seeking a political office because I've got a spiritual duty, which is to bring our people back home. Zimbabweans will come back home. Mnangagwa will never do it. But my job, my spiritual job is to bring our people back home, homecoming. That's what we do. And we want to turn our country into one of the best countries in the world. You can't do that without a political party. Guys, if someone is telling you that they will do it to the movement, what did I say that? I don't want to say Mukawabikado. I want to say that's terrible. It's a terrible idea. You cannot change your country without systems. What's broken in Zimbabwe is systems. We lack systems. We need systems. Okay, I think we've covered. Go back home, first yourself. Yes, I am going to go back home, definitely. And Mkoma Peter, let me tell you something about me. The amount of pain that I feel when I see our young people leaving these foreign countries with nothing. Do you know that it's better to go to Zimbabwe and earn 200 than to stay in the UK and earn 3,000? Do you know that? A person that is earning £3,000 in the UK is worse off than a person that is earning $200 in Zimbabwe. Did you know that? The biggest problem that you have in the countries like UK, Canada, United States, and all those countries is rent. So if you're in the United States, your rent is approximately $2,000 a month. In Zimbabwe, your rent is zero. What this means is that a person who is in Zimbabwe, who is earning 200, is equivalent to someone who is already earning 2,000. However, to make matters worse, there is debt. Our people are heavily indebted in these foreign countries. So on average, a Zimbabwean has an average debt of $100,000 credit card in these countries. There are even people with $200,000 credit card. These people will never be able to come back home. They are stuck in these countries. And if you're in Zimbabwe, you don't have such a credit card. So you may look like you're poor, but you're actually not. So the problem is, how do you get people to come back home and pay the 100,000 that they owe? And that is the problem. They can't leave. So most of the guys that are overseas can't leave. They're not capable of living. So that's what we want to do. We need a national program. So when we have a new government, you literally have to go and pay the debt that is owed by Zimbabweans so that they can come home. And that program is required. It's almost like taking these guys home and rescuing them. You need to rescue our people that are stuck. When I was in New York, there are people that sleep on their feet. Like they stand against something and they sleep. If you go to Cape Town, so much homelessness over there. Most of them Zimbabweans living on the street. If you go to Johannesburg, it's worse. Most of our girls, they stand at the street corners. If you go to a place called Bellevue in Cape Town, there is a place where ladies of the day, I'm not talking about ladies of the night, ladies of the day stand there. And most of them are young Zimbabwean women. Guys, what Mnangagwa is doing is destroying our country, but is destroying the values of our nation. So Mnangagwa is evil. Aka broker, Mnangagwa, Muroi. That is what I'm telling you. Right now, if you move at Bellevue and you drive, this morning, not in night, you know, those kind of things. Those are your children in South Africa. That's what they do. Young women, not one, not two, standing on the whole street during the day. And I've seen the same thing in various streets in Cape Town, in Johannesburg. So what you need is a big program to bring our people home. Don't play with what I'm telling you here. And everyone with a leadership position, be it Chamisa, be it Mnangagwa, be it gAMBAKWE, be it Mahere, be it BT, be it Scala. What you're doing is just not for power. It's to change the character of a nation. So you need to change the character of a nation. These people, Mnangagwa and Tagwirei, they don't care. If you ask Tagwirei, what are you about? What's your ideology? The only ideology of Tagwirei is to steal as much as possible. But the funny thing about the way that Tagwirei is stealing is that God punishes these people. The more you steal, the more you need. So right now, if you go to Tagwirei, he's got no money. His expenses keep increasing. His losses keep increasing. That's why you see Kuti, they closed. They took Lafarge Cement and they closed. They couldn't run it. God punishes them by removing everything they steal. Similar to Wikino. Wikino doesn't have anything in his name. Akaromba. So if you ask Wikino, does he have a house? Does he have a lodge or a business? He doesn't have. Everything that Wikino has is a tender. So you are dealing here with a system, but also a spiritual curse that needs to be removed from our country. And the first person to go will be Auxilia. So mark my word, the first person to go will be Auxilia. Zakatanga, because they went into the Great Zimbabwe. I told you last year, when they entered the Great Zimbabwe, they angered the spirits. So by the time we go to Munumutapa Day, which is 13 September, you're going to see what's good. Is it 13 or 15? It's 15 September. Munumutapa Day. I told you no one is going to get to 2025, 15 September. Pachadonwa, really legendary. Between now and that day. And I'm took him, and all these guys they were there. I told you, I showed you their names. And that day, Chiwenga didn't attend. You remember Chiwenga didn't go there. Sakabachadona, just wait and see what's going to happen. But let me not confuse you. Let us keep it simple. we said it's important for us to have a political party. Let it be clear, we are not going to go into 2028 elections without a political party. So if we approach everyone, when I write a letter to all these guys today, they say, come and join leadership structures. We're going to write everyone, dissolve your thing, go to M31, and they refuse. Eventually, we're going to have a strong political party that is going to challenge ZanPF. We can't have a country with no political party. It's not acceptable. Okay, I'm so clear. I'm so clear. I've got no doubt about the things I say. I've got clarity that to myself, I'm clear to myself. Do you understand? Like I've got no doubt of what I'm talking about to myself before I talk to you. GAMBAKWE went to America for a week. Now he thinks he knows better than us who actually live there. Mukoma, I don't go to America like other people and end at the airport or go straight to my house. When I go to America, I go into the streets. I drive in America. I've driven in rural America. Remember, I don't go to America once. I go to the beach. I go and meet people. I go to the gym and gym there. I do things like a person who live in America. Most people, when they go to America, they end at JFK. I jump into the train. I go to Washington, D.C. I'm a beast. I want me to beat my own chest. When I go to a place, let's say I go to Kenya, I don't do what normal people do. I do abnormal stuff, which is to do a lot. I like doing a lot. And Peter, I'm going to be in America in 2 weeks. America. Debts and loans is taken to make development GAMBAKWE, making progress in the diaspora. It's difficult for most people in the diaspora to save, so taking loans and making investment is what we do. Yes, that is if you do that. However, there are a lot of people who take a TV, like I've seen in America, someone with a TV from that wall to that wall. What are you doing? Like, why you have such a TV? You see someone having a sofa that massages you. What's that? Don't take a loan to take a sofa that massages you. You're not an American. Don't be that person that when you're in America, you drive a brand new car. Go and buy an old Toyota Tundra. It won't die. It won't break. Buy an old car, like your bill when you get paid. Don't be in minus. Majority of the people, when they get paid, they're in minus. And that is what is causing our people problems. If you see yourself not being able to afford the ticket to home, like when you feel like in America, right? $500. You should be able to take out $500 and buy a ticket and spend a week or 2 in Zimbabwe. Majority of the people in America, in UK, cannot afford the ticket home. So this is what I'm saying. If we say right now, okay, let's take 500 Zimbabweans in the UK. Out of those 500, 450 cannot afford a flight back home. Like, I'm not talking about flight to Rufu. I'm talking about the flight of, you just take money out of your, that's 500 pounds. Most of the people don't have it. Guys, that's not a life. We need to change what we're doing. All right, I think we've covered it. Let us all work together. Let's have a political party. Let us not confuse ourselves. Fighting ZANU and putting a new system is not an easy job. It's a full-time job. You can't come on Monday and then come on Friday and then come after 2 months and say you're fighting ZANU. You have to be 100% there. So imagine if GAMBAKWE Media was coming, like I come today, then I come again on Friday, then I come again in 2 weeks. Would you follow GAMBAKWE? It makes no sense. So if you want to remove ZANU and Mnangagwa, you must be there every day, 100% of the time. When I knock at your door, you must be there. I mustn't ask, what happened? Who do I go to? That is what is happening with the movements. Movement, yaka broker. Fascinating movement. Fascinating. Right, let's go to Mve. So Mve is a powerful hemp. So every morning, you have a teaspoon or a tablespoon, depending on whether a man or woman. So women only take a teaspoon, and then a man take a tablespoon, and it will treat all these things on the left, and then for girls, all the things on the right. We've got an office in Harare, or someone who's an agent who will give you, deliver to your home, or you can go and pick it up. We've got a location in Bulawayo, for the location in Kariba. You can go and pick up at Kariba. We've got a location in Cape Town, Johannesburg. You can get it by DHL in London or UK. You can get it United States, Canada, Australia. All these places we deliver. There is no one who has never tested Mouvet in those countries. And the reviews I'm getting are amazing. Masaladi, Arku Chema, Masaladi, Arku Chema, Zochemeza. Masaladi, Arku Chema. And don't be that guy. Anotongba, Nema Salad. Okay. So I think let me end this here. Today I've got a busy day. I'm going to be traveling. I will probably be in the States very soon. I'll show you guys when I'm in the plane. So I'll show you when I'm traveling. I've got 1 or 2 things to tie up. Then I'm out. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Let's do what needs to be done. We are the new generation of leaders. Atikundwe kufunga na Mnangagwa. Ina ndikundwe kufunga na Mnangagwa. Aka broker. Mnangagwa aka broker. Auxilia aka broker. Ari kurwara. Sean aka broker. Kuda aka broker. Emerson Jr. aka broker. Zidzoro. Let's go. Who else? Who else is left? Aka kampana kuna baby vana. Kanozari kampana aka. Kanuti kana kala mukadzi wako kotora. Kanozari kampana aka kotora wakadzi vanhu. Ndiani anoziva kukataipa zita rangu. Kuta mhanga mana. Panzi Sonja na Collins. And ndiko kampana Collins. Wambona iri kutopana tupfupi. Tofana mabhebha akanaka. Right, thank you very much everyone for watching, and a good day.